Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in for this week's reading. It's going to be slightly different this time, so instead of doing a weekly reading or kind of just going as a general reading, I have got a bit of a topic. So this week I'm going to be doing a reading about mental health, as obviously I'm sure a lot of you know that there's been Mental Health Awareness Week. There's been a lot going on around that, a lot more awareness being created around mental health. And so being a counsellor myself, I know just how important it is to support people with their mental health and be there and, just to be aware of it, to know that it is there, to know that these people need that support, they need it to be normalised and, and just kind of people be aware of like the stigma and how people are affected by it. I will be honest, just lately I've gone through a bit of anxiety myself. I know that it can completely take over sometimes and can affect work life, normal day-to-day life. So it is very, very difficult, and when you kind of experience it yourself, you can have a much better understanding of how people suffer from it and what it's like for people. Even though everyone's experience is very different, I am kind of grateful in a way that I've had that experience to know kind of how it feels and just to come from a bit of a more understanding point of view. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing a reading today. I haven't done this before, so this is new to me. I don't know what's going to come through, but I'm hoping that it will be the best support for anyone that's going through any mental health issues at the moment or suffering in some way. I am sending my love to you all, and I really hope that you are able to get the support you need and to take care whilst you go through this difficult time. Okay, so the card packs I'm going to be using today are angel prayers, as I usually use. I use these if I want a bit more support. So support is obviously the main word that I'm probably going to use a lot through this card reading that has come up already quite a few times. It just seems to be like the major word that needs to be heard, that people do need that support. And then I've got magical mermaids and dolphins. Now I always choose these as I feel they're a lighter energy. They're a softer energy. They are playful for anyone who's kind of needing to just kind of feel a bit like they just need to have a bit more fun. They need to have a bit more laughter. For anyone who's been very serious lately, obviously because of what you've been going through, if you need a bit more laughter and joy and happiness in your life, these cards really do, they are good for that. Okay. And then I've got a couple more decks, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use them because they are kind of more on the spiritual side, and I feel like this is not so much of a spiritual reading, even though obviously oracle cards and tarot cards and things like that are classed as spiritual. I kind of am hoping to kind of break that idea of like the separation of these, because I kind of want to hopefully by the work that I do, I want to introduce people to creative ways of helping them to get my words out, creative ways of helping them, so just like creative therapy tools, things like that. I don't just use these as a spiritual tool, I use them as a creative therapy tool. So they're visual aids to kind of help you to understand yourself better, to understand your inner world, to understand your mind better, your body better. There's a lot of messages in here that are quite general. They're not just for people who are spiritual. Okay, so that's why I'm using them. And so there are a couple of spiritual decks, but I am purely going to use them for the images and the and any messages that come through that are going to support our video today. Anyway, so I'll start with shuffling the angel cards first. As I go along, I'll just see if they want to all come out together or if we do them separately. So we've got one. It's a perfect card for the first one. I'm so glad that came out. Okay. I'm already getting shivers. I love this already. Oh, these are brilliant. I'm so happy. Okay. It's so weird how I'm getting shivers. I just thought I'd share it with you because I don't know, I just feel like I'm being really supported with this video today because it does feel really important to do. Okay, so maybe this pack is the only one we need because there's quite a lot of cards that have come out. I think that's it, yeah. I'm feeling quite emotional doing this, to be fair. I think it's because, like I say, I've recently gone through it myself, so I know, you know, how much it means to get this help and to get this support and for someone to understand, for someone to, you know, be able to offer some support and some guidance in what to do, you know. Is there anything we need to know? Okay, these ones don't want to come out together, so I'll do them afterwards just in case there's any separate messages. So we're just going to go through the angel support cards first. They're not called angel support cards, I call them that, but angel prayers. Okay, the first card that came out, which I loved, was don't hate, meditate. Okay, now as I've just said, I'm just going to hold it that side actually. As I've just said, you know, a lot of people are kind of, they do think that, you know, obviously oracle cards, tarot cards, things like that are just spiritual, and the same thing with meditation. Okay, so as I'm sure you're aware, like if you do experience mental health issues, and if you do obviously read up about a lot about anxiety, depression, any other mental health illnesses, you'll probably see a lot of people talking about mindfulness and meditation. Okay. And a lot of the time people kind of okay about the mindfulness stuff because it feels more generic, it feels more accepted nowadays, but you'll probably find that meditation is going the same way. So meditation is a really, really good way of just connecting with your breath, it's connecting with your body, it's kind of just a way of just shutting everything out around you and just being peaceful with yourself and just staying present. And mindfulness is exactly the same. So mindfulness is about being present, it's about being aware of your surroundings, it's about just bringing you back to the now, bringing you back to the present moment. So meditation is mainly sort of around the breath, and you know, it can really, really benefit you if you are suffering with anxiety, because anxiety is obviously, as you know, or if you don't know, it's where you're constantly thinking about or worrying about what's going to happen in the future. Okay, so what meditation does is it literally just brings you back to your body, it brings you back to a still place, it brings you back to your breath, and when you're focusing on your breath, it can really just help to slow your heart rate down, to slow your thoughts down. So you'll probably find that you've got like loads of crazy thoughts going on in your head because, you know, anxiety does that. It just constantly puts worries in your head about what's going to happen. But it's just a process of kind of being aware of your thoughts, and then whenever you notice that and it's kind of like mindfulness as well, whenever you notice that you're having these thoughts, it's just being aware of them and just noticing they're there, and then bringing yourself back to your breath. Okay, so and so mindfulness is about being aware and staying present, whereas meditation is actually putting it into practice. Okay, and actually sitting there and being with your breathing, clearing your mind. And I will be honest with you, when I first started it was really hard because I was someone who got distracted really easily. I was someone who had thoughts all the time, constantly overthinking. I am an overthinker, I still am. But meditation does really help to slow that down, okay? And over time it will get easier. Now we'll recommend the Headspace app. And the Calm app. So Calm is free, and I think you can upgrade those, you know, if you want more features. And Headspace do a free 10-day trial. Okay, so if you look on your app store, you'll probably find Headspace on there. If you have a look on Facebook, they'll be on there. I think it's Andy Puddicombe. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but he's brilliant. He's awesome. He does so many different packs. He does them for children as well, to help, like, you know, if you've got children who struggle, you know, with anxiety or ADHD or, you know, anything like that. He does children's packs, he does sort of sports packs. He just makes it really accessible for everyone. As I say, it's not like a spiritual thing. It's trying to make it open and accessible to everyone now, because it's so important. And yeah, so hopefully, you know, if you give it a go, just see how you get on, and try to stick with it, because, you know, you might think, oh, I'm too busy for it. Well, that's kind of like the point of it. Is to, you know, to slow that busyness down. And you might think, oh, I can't focus, but it helps you focus, you know. And actually it's just about being aware of all those thoughts that go on. You know, you're going to have all these thoughts come up, and that's normal, that's natural. Okay, so I'm so glad that came out for the first one, because meditation is one of the main tools I find really helps. Okay, then we've got connect with music. Now, music is something I use all the time, okay, and I'm sure many of you find music therapeutic. When I was young, I actually had so much anxiety, had depression, you know, but I didn't actually know. I think obviously when I was younger, it wasn't so much of a thing, you know, it wasn't really mentioned. You know, I wouldn't have thought it was anxiety or depression. I just had it, you know, and I used to kind of write sad songs all the time, used to write sad poems all the time, and, you know, that was just like my way of processing what was going on inside of me. But music really helped. So, you know, I would use like the lyrics in the songs to really kind of be with my feelings. So, you know, if you're having loads of negative feelings coming up, you know, self-critical voices coming up, if you're feeling really low or anxious, you know, it's not bad to play music that it feels sad, you know, that feels the same as you do. It actually helps. So, you know, but on the other hand, you know, if you feel like you don't want to listen to that because it makes you feel worse, there's no harm in listening to upbeat music, you know, that will help lift your mood, that will, you know, so whatever you feel is going to help you, go with that. You know, always trust what you feel drawn to, that you feel is going to help you. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. I know it's easy to say that, but some people say, oh God, don't listen to sad music, that will make you feel worse. But actually, going through the feelings actually clears it quicker. It helps you move through it. It helps it clear quicker, as I said. So, you know, music can really help. Also, if you are, you know, creative, if you do write music, if you do write poetry, those sort of things can really help as well. Okay, they can really help you process what's going on for you and be with those feelings. And then you're just going to see such a theme, and I'm so glad these cards have come out. So we've got take time to breathe. Okay, so again, you know, it's sort of a similar thing with the meditation. You know, it's taking time for yourself, taking space for yourself. If you feel like you don't want to go to like a, you know, a party or an event, or, you know, you don't want to be around loads of people because it makes you more anxious, or you can't handle it, just listen to your body, okay? Listen to what it needs. It needs time to breathe, so it needs space, you know. So if you feel like you need that time to just, you know, be by yourself, or go to the beach like this lady here, or have a walk in nature, have a walk in the woods, go by a river, have time in the bath, whatever you feel like your body needs in that moment, listen to it, because it's really going to help you, okay? It's going to help you get that space in your head, that relaxation in your body, and your body will thank you for it. You know, our minds and bodies are connected, you know, as I'm sure you're aware, but, you know, a lot of the time when things are going on in your mind, it has these effects on your body, and your body will always signal to you what to do. So always listen to what your body needs. If you're feeling tired, sleep, you know. If you're feeling like you need exercise, you know. It will tell you what it needs, okay? So this is a really good card for that. Oh, then we've got, I'm just feeling really good about this reading. Okay, so we've got love and accept yourself. Okay, so Now, this is easy to say, but not so easy to do. And I did post a reading on my Instagram and Facebook recently, which was about learning to like yourself first. Because, you know, a lot of people will say, oh, to love yourself, you know, or learn to love yourself. And yeah, I have done in the past, I've posted those things. But, you know, I know myself, it's not that easy. You know, sometimes you have to build a friendship up first with yourself, and you know, you have to actually like yourself. You know, you can't just instantly fall in love with someone. You have to like them first. So it's not any different with yourself, okay? But this is just about saying kind words, you know. Affirmations can really help, you know, maybe look them up, see what an affirmation is. Affirmation tends to be like a statement which is bringing you again to that present moment, and it's saying things like, I am calm, I am happy, I am relaxed, you know, and even though you might not feel those things and you might not think those things, just saying the words and thinking about those things can actually help. They can actually start to relax you and calm you down. And, you know, however you want to feel, if you just say those, you know, the more you say them, the more it gets ingrained in your mind. And our mind picks up things and attaches to them really, really quickly. Your mind actually connects and attaches to negative things so much quicker than positive things. But the more and more you say these positive things, the more it will kind of shift the negative things out of the way as such. So it will get used to them. And obviously the more good things you have in your mind, the better you'll feel. Okay. And then we've got peace and harmony. So this kind of connects with the time to breathe card, the meditate card. You know, it's just about getting that inner peace. It's about being peaceful with yourself. It's about getting to know yourself, really, getting to know what makes you feel peaceful, what makes you feel in harmony with yourself. Okay, so maybe to pay attention to when you feel calm, when you feel happy, when you feel more relaxed, when you feel more at peace. Okay, so pay attention to, you know, what you do in the day, who you're around, who makes you feel those good feelings, you know. But then also pay attention to the opposite, you know. When do you feel the opposite to that? When do you feel stressed? When do you feel anxious? Maybe it might be, you know, a good idea to take notes of these things, to kind of keep a record of the things that make you feel both ways, okay? And then obviously, you know, to do those things that make you feel more peaceful, more calm, more relaxed more often. I've just had an image in my head of, you know, those adult colouring books, you know, things like that. Maybe that's something that makes you feel calm and relaxed. Maybe it's a hobby, you know, like knitting, or I'm sure not a lot of people would knit, you know, in sort of our age, but well, they might do. But, you know, if you like art, if you like dancing, if you like swimming, if you like reading, you know, whatever it is, you know, if it makes you feel calm and at peace and just good, then do more of it, okay? It's going to really help your mind, it's going to really help your body relax. And then we've got trust your vibes. So, you know, this is kind of linked with, what did I say earlier? I think I can't remember which card it was now. I was just saying about, you know, following what your body wants to do. Okay, so following what you're guided to do, and it kind of goes with the last card. You know, with you know, paying attention to what makes you feel good, and your intuition and your vibes that you get from people, or you know, they're always going to guide you to the right places and the right people to be around. So do trust that, okay? Because as I say, your body knows, your heart knows. A good friend of mine and a coach that I know, Gaia Rose, please follow her, she's amazing. She works a lot with the heart, and she talks a lot about the heart, and she says that, you know, the heart actually knows before your mind does and before your intuition does, you know. So, you know, if you're feeling drawn to something and it feels like your heart is drawing you there, or it feels like a loving experience, it's the right way to go, because your heart is the one that's gonna be the truthful place. It's the best place for you to go. So trust that, trust your vibes, trust what your body wants to do. That's it really. Okay, then we've got you are protected. Now this is Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael is the angel of protection, of keeping you safe and secure, and this is coming through with a message to do with safety, protection for yourself. So if you feel, again, it's to do with like the people that you're around, the situations that you're around, if you're feeling like it's making your energy like really, really negative, and really if you're feeling really panicky, if you're feeling really uptight, stressed, like tense, I'm really getting this tense feeling, then you need to protect yourself. Okay, so we've got I was going to say, like, people who are kind of into all of this kind of like spiritual stuff, or personal development, because as I say, I'm trying to broaden people's minds about this, because I'm hoping that more people will kind of realize that all of these things like meditation, mindfulness, crystals, anything that's like holistic, they're all just ways of helping you with your mental health and your personal development, your personal growth and well-being. Okay, so they're not just all woo-woo and spiritual. Okay, so as I say, in this kind of community, a lot of people do use protective stones, protective crystals. There are some specific ones which are really good for protecting your energy. So when I say protect your energy, I believe we're all made of energy, and if you feel negative around someone, if you feel like they're making you feel tense or stressed by the way they're being around you, that can be their energy, and you're maybe soaking that up. And I'm one for this because I am an empath, so empaths do soak up people's energy, and that's what creates anxiety in myself. So that might be one thing that's happening with you. So some stones that really help, the two stones that I know of are black onyx and obsidian. Okay, so they're two that I know of, but there are other ones, so do research them, go online, see what stones there are and what crystals there are for protection. And also they're really good for like the stones, so if you get a big one or even just a little one, they're really good for grounding techniques. So also look that up, if you're not sure what grounding techniques are. They're just ways of helping you to ground yourself, to make yourself feel more present, and again bring you back to the now, bring you back to this moment, which will help with anxiety. I know a lot of the time I'm mentioning anxiety, but that does seem to be what a lot of people are suffering from lately. So I'm going to mention that because it feels like maybe a lot of people tuning in are suffering with that. Grounding techniques. So stones are really good to hold, to kind of look at and play with when you're feeling anxious. I certainly use this sort of back in September when I had a really, really bad anxiety attack. I used a stone which I held, and I just kept looking at it and playing with it, and it really helped to kind of bring me back to the present moment and realise where I was. And it's the feel of it, it's like just the colours, things like that, and just bring your attention to those, because it can take your mind off what is going on and with everything else. So yes, this is about protection. It's about protecting yourself in whatever way possible. Okay, and those things can really help. So that's quite helpful card, I think. And then we've got focus your mind, and again that's kind of similar to the last one. So it's focus on your mind on other things. I feel like distraction is quite a helpful thing. So sometimes we can distract ourselves and it's unhealthy. So if we're distracting ourselves from our don't know, like something really bad is happening for us, and we need to be with it. Like, so say someone's passed away in our family, or we're upset, you know, we're grieving. That's not really the sort of thing to distract yourself with. But if it's something like you know, worrying about what might happen in the future, even though it's not really happened, that's when distraction can be good. So that's when you can you know, distract yourself with grounding, like, as I say, with those stones, or, you know, maybe watch things on TV that make you feel happier, or talk to friends, you know, about something else. And they're really good for panic attacks as well. So if you feel like a panic attack's coming on, it's really good to distract yourself with those sort of things. But as I say, if there's anything going on, like, you know, a bereavement, or if you've had, you know, a family incident, or, you know, anything like that that's really serious that you need to be with, then I do recommend just being with it, you know, going through those feelings. I know it's really hard, but to actually go through the feelings and be with it, and be with what's going on in your body and your mind in those moments, it does actually really, really help and shifts it a lot quicker. Okay. Yeah, so I thought I'd just mention that, but it is good to have distractions in a healthy way as well, for kind of anxiety and fears and things like that. Okay, so that's the angel support cards, angel prayer cards. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's anything from the mermaid cards. Is there anything about mental health this week that may help support our viewers today? I don't think there is. No, so there's none coming through from the mermaids. I think the angel ones were just wanting to speak loud there. I'll just see if there's any from this little mini deck today. Is there anything about mental health today that's going to help? Oh, no. Oh, there we go, we've got one. Oh, okay, that's lovely. It's really nice. And I think it's probably going to be the one I end on. So this one is Moon and You, okay? And it says, spend time near water to see the magic all around you. Okay, so again, it's about being present with nature, and you know, nature can be really, really calming. It can be really supportive and really helpful to kind of just relax you. Not so long back, I kind of went for a walk by like a place near me, which is got like marshes, and it's got rivers and loads of trees and fields and animals, and it was just beautiful. And I stood by the river and I watched the ripples in the river, and it was just so lovely to do, because it really just brought me back. And again, it's that bringing you back to that present moment. It's being aware of what's around you. It's and I just felt like I was kind of in the flow with the water, and water's a really, really good way of helping you feel, like I say, calm, helping you feel peaceful, helping you to connect, you know, with nature and, you know, your surroundings. And yeah, it's just it really just does settle you. So and kind of like, you know, being by the beach, you know, things like that, or even, you know, if it's, say it's winter or anything, you know, when you get to winter, when I come up to summer, but if it's not a time where you can go out, say it's raining or something, you don't want to go stand by a river, you just, you know, just things like the bath, you know, or if you've got one of those really nice sort of garden fountains or something, you know, just sit there and listen to that. Or you've even got those apps, you know, I think like the Calm app does have like water sounds and things like that, and that can really, really help you to kind of imagine yourself in places where there's water. You know, you might have like rainfall sounds, or you know, the beach sounds, things like that, and they can really, really help you to calm your mind and just imagine yourself in a really lovely place with water and by the beach or wherever. Okay, so I really hope that did support you, and if you do need to reach out for any support whatsoever, as I say, I am a qualified counsellor. I do obviously intuitive work, but I do mentoring as well, so I am here to support you, with your well-being as well. And if you do need to know a bit more about that, then do feel free to email me or contact me on any of the social links below. So thank you so much for watching today. Please, if you like this video, like it, comment, and do share as well. I'm trying to help as many people as possible. So if you know anyone who is struggling with mental health and does need a bit more support or guidance or reassurance or anything, then please do share this video and subscribe. Click on the little bell if you want to be notified of any future videos as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye bye.